Oh no! Keith Lee! Oh, a double team! Come on, PJ. Forrest, one. Oh, PJ fell out. 2, 3 strikes. Should I get up, PJ? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is Uneducated Sports Talk. Stay smart, stay uneducated.
Welcome all sports fans and everyone across the nation. This is Tuesdays with TJ, episode number 33. I am your host, Carlos Clayton Lyles, the big homie, TJ Tracy. We're in the building. First of all, TJ, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties, you guys. Honestly, it has nothing to do with YouTube. I was trying to go multi-stream and it wouldn't let me for some reason. So all my Facebook followers and Twitter followers, I do apologize. It is a YouTube only kind of thing today. But we'll go ahead and share this to you guys later on, man. But TJ, how's it going, bro?
I'm not bad, thank you very much. It's been a bit weird, but gone a bit crazy without seeing you guys. But hey ho,
Yeah, it's taking
I
a quarter.
understand. But I hope everyone's been good and is ready for the quiet times without the NFL.
Yes, yes, yes. We are definitely in the dog days of summer, as they would say. The days that we don't like, I don't like, because it's really, really tough trying to come up with when it's this type of year, we come up with anything, right, to talk about anything we can grab and just run with it. So,
Indeed.
but very happy to be a part of this once again, you guys. Welcome. Do us all a favor, man, and represent your team, represent your NFL team. We don't care who it is. No judge zone over here. I don't care if it's AFC, NFC, Southwest, East, North. It doesn't matter. Rep your squad, man. I'm a diehard New Orleans Saints, and we got my man TJ diehard Philadelphia Eagles. Let's rock and roll. We don't have a goal for this stream, just as far as likes. So hit that like button, share the stream to all social media platforms. Hit that subscribe button if your first time checking out Uneducated Sports Talk. This is Tuesdays with TJ, the NFL podcast. That's right, this is our NFL podcast, and we like to represent NFL the best way we can, man. So y'all know I've been gone for, I don't know, man, 35, 40 something days, man. I'm back now, and TJ, how's life been treating you so far since then?
It's been good, working hard. Been working hard quite a lot. Yeah, last time I saw you guys was the NFL draft. We haven't really cracked the draft or anything, but yeah, no, it's looking forward to getting back and chatting with everyone else again.
Hey, I agree. We do have for our pinned message, thank y'all for the showing love and keeping that like button and share it. But also we have our poll as well. Hey, I'm gonna ask you that question too, TJ. But for all, and I know you haven't really been watching NFL for that long, right? But for the people in the comment section, the question of the day was, which era of football is your favorite? Is it today's era? Is it the mid to early 2000s? Is it the 80s and the 90s? Or is it the 70s? If it's the 70s, that means you're probably
Ooh.
old. Just saying. No, no hate, but you're probably an old fella or old lady, right? It's all good, though. We take them all. So let us know what's your favorite era of football and let us know in the comments down below. And later on, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that. But TJ, what's your favorite era of football so far in your young football career?
My young football, obviously, I started watching around 2016, so I can't really say a lot about previous eras, but I understand the attraction and the love for the mid 2000s, like the 2000s to like, well, 2016, when you've got Peyton Manning, got that era. I understand the love for that era. Um, but hey, we're in a fun time now with Patrick Mahomes and all the new sort of Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and stuff like that. So for
Yeah,
me, obviously, it's this era, but I understand the love for 2000s onwards.
I'm a big early 2000s to mid 2000s. Talk about 2010. So 2000 to 2010, that was kind of my era where you still had defense involved and the passing attack started to come.
Defensive.
Yeah, the passing attack just started to kind of blossom, but not to where it is today, to where it's like a cheat code now. You can't touch anybody, you can't shake nobody's hand, whatever. It's crazy. As far as 80s and 90s, I wasn't. I mean, I was into football, but I didn't really wasn't that into football. So yeah.
The one problem with the 90s, and this is why I'll never say it's my favorite part, is I believe there was a dynasty of a certain team that
Oh.
really ruled the early 90s. So that's why the 90s is a write off.
Right, right. Now, hey, but beside the New Orleans Saints, my favorite team, and I don't tell a lot of folks this, but my team before the Saints was the 49ers. I loved the 49ers when I was a kid, and obviously I was born, well, raised in Anchorage, Alaska, so we had West Coast games. So we saw a lot of Niners games around lunchtime, around 12 o'clock, right?
Oh,
And
yeah?
I was fascinated with Jerry Rice. That's my favorite player of all time is Jerry Rice and Steve Young, Joe Montana, those guys. I grew up as a kid watching those guys, and yeah, on the West Coast, so we got a lot of Raiders games, Chargers games, Niners games. But the 49ers was my team, man. Jerry Rice is my guy. It's my favorite player of all time. So I'm not ashamed to say that. But then since 1999, I've been a Saints fan. So calm down, Saints fans. I'm all black and gold. I'm all black and gold, man. I'm
Gonna
all
just hear a
black and
knock
gold.
on your door now.
We got Dan McKee. Says hi. It says we're late. Yes, we're late. It's totally my fault. I will take the blame on that one. I was trying to. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes YouTube just does that. The multi-stream just doesn't want to work. And I mean, it worked the last freaking 6, 7 times I went live. So I don't know why it didn't work this time. It just says just not working right. So it is what it is. So we're YouTube on it for the day. So we're not gonna have Facebook or Twitter, which sucks. But it is what it is. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling. So that's why we're a little late now. I got Christian Ruger says, "Good afternoon, USC Nation. Hit that like button the way and smash the subscribe button and share the stream. Happy Tuesday, everyone." That is right. Happy Tuesday, everybody in the building. What's good? I got Daniel Berry Sports Highlights said, "Yo." Peter said, "What's up, DM and Christian?" And what's up, Daniel Berry Sports Highlight DBSH. And then we have Andrew said, "What up, Carlos?" And PJ said, "What's up, Andrew? Let's get it." We got Infinity says, "Who that?" He says, "Off topic, but did y'all see that Joey Chestnut was banned from the Nathan's hot dog eating
Oh.
contest?" Really? I did. Isn't he the face of it or the stomach of it?
What do
Anyways,
you reckon for? Gambling or performance enhancing drugs?
I didn't know about it. I got to look into it. That's very interesting because that's some folks Fourth of July special, right? Because it's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up in a few weeks. So the hot dog eating contest, 4th of July, people do that all the time. They love it. Look, that's sickening to me. I can barely eat 3 hot dogs before I'm like, ugh. These guys are eating like 60 hot dogs. Crazy, man. I can't do it. How many hot
Is hot
dogs?
dogs a sandwich?
No, no. Well, some folks will call it a sandwich. I will call them wrong. But if you had to go to the hot dog eating contest right now, TJ, right now, we're talking about just the hot dog and bun. And I don't know how long do they even go for? What's the time limit? Do y'all even know what the time is?
I don't know.
2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, in let's just break it down. In 30 minutes, how many hot dogs could you eat in 30 minutes?
I'm not majorly a fan of hot dogs, but if I could really push it in 30 minutes, I reckon I could eat. Oh, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, sorry, my computer made a ding. Uh,
I'm
I
waiting on the
reckon I
answer.
could eat about. I'm gonna go with eight.
Hey,
Eight to ten.
you stole my answer. I was going with 8 as well. I said probably 8. That, that
Yeah,
that's me. Got to be like super hungry, and
yeah.
oh, I couldn't. Oh, after that, number 9, I'll be throwing it all up.
Could
It
you
would.
dip the hot dogs in the water?
I,
So
I
you're meant to do
I mean,
that?
yeah, you're meant to do that because it makes the bread go down a lot easier, I guess. To slide. I
Yeah.
can't do it, bro. I
No.
can't do it, man. I can't do it. But I think maybe 8 in 30 minutes. These 30 minutes now. So we're saying 30. These guys are probably doing it in 5 minutes, man. I don't really know the time, but it's like 5 minutes. They're probably scarfing down. What's the normal for him? Was it like 40 something? I could be wrong.
I honestly, I don't know.
That is horrible, man. I can't do
How could
it.
you?
Yeah, right. And they dip it in the
Like,
water and make it all mushy. And I just, you know what? I like to sit back and really just enjoy my hot dog.
yeah, precisely. But after eating what? If you say it's 40, that can't just sit in your stomach. That's coming up,
No,
right?
it's or coming out your ass probably.
Or coming out somewhere quickly
I
that your
got
body can't handle.
we got the beautiful Haley Gordon says nobody eat that. Shoot, I'm telling you, they scarf my hot dogs down, man. And I can never watch it live. I've never have because it'll make me
No,
want to throw up. I just can't see those guys shoving hot dogs and everything down their freaking mouths, man, and being fine with it. You know, they
10 minutes.
10 minutes 76. Oh my God, in 10 minutes. Who does that? Like, how do you prepare for that? I know he goes through like an off-season resume where he like prepares for it. 70 freaking 6 hot dogs in 10 minutes? Hey, hot dogs be coming on my nose, my nostrils. It's bad.
What is the maths in that?
PJ says she can get 20. You can do 20 in 10 minutes.
20.
You can't do 20. You stop lying. You cap. I call cap on that. I'm not about to bet you because we not about to waste my food. We not about to waste no ma'am. We not about to. She's like bet. She said bet. We not about to waste food around here. No ma'am. Jesus. Samuel says, "Hey y'all, what's up, Samuel? I got Samuel Wilkinson Jr. in the building." Peter said, "What's up,
So
S
that's,
Dub?"
oh, I can't, I've got to do the maths here. So, so that's 10 minutes, right? So
Yes.
76
I
divided
mean
by 10,
there's
so that's
7 hot
26
dogs per minute.
per minute.
We said 8 hot dogs in 30 minutes. this
Yeah.
this dude is eating. He's doing just about 8 hot dogs per minute. How was that? I still don't know how that's possible. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Perry the Refrigerator? Big dude for the he played for the Cowboys, I believe. They called him the Bears. I'm sorry, the Bears.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
And he
The
entered a hot
Bears, yeah.
dog eating
Refrigerator Perry.
yeah, he entered a hot dog eating contest years ago. And mind you, he's a big old dude. And in 10 minutes, he could barely scarf down. I think he was 23. And mind you, he's a big old dude, bro. He's pushing. He was pushing almost 400. He barely scarfed down. I think it was like 23, and he got beat bad. But I mean, kudos to him. But my God, I can't even fathom eating in 1 minute. You can maybe get 2 out of me in 1 minute
Oh, my
at the most.
goodness.
Because mind you, I don't know about you, TJ. Like even in reality, no matter wherever I go, when I eat, I'm a slow eater.
Oh, really?
I will make anybody look fat as hell. I remember I told your dad that when we ate together.
Yeah.
And I was like, I eat slow. I just do. I don't know why. I like to take my time because for some reason for some strange when I'm scarfing stuff down, I kind of choke. It's just weird. So I can't eat fast. So I would never do good in the army, and I would never do good in prison. So so I said, you know what? I don't want to go to the army or the prison. So let me just eat the way I eat. Because I don't like rushing to eat, if that makes any type of sense. So me sitting there trying to rush these hot dogs down my freaking
Oh,
throat, no diddy. I'm like, I could just feel myself just throwing it all up instantly, and like they would shut.
bad things happen.
Yeah, they would shut the whole thing down. Fourth of July got canceled. I got fireworks, all right, out my damn ass, out my mouth, out my ass. No, man, we good, bro. Happy 4th of July, y'all.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, kids crying.
Someone's got to fight. There's a hole in the wall,
Yeah, man, it's bad. It's bad. So, anyways, you can tell it's slow season for the NFL, you guys, because we haven't even gotten to our
We're
topic yet.
15 minutes in.
15 minutes in, talking about the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. But shout out to my man, what's his name, Joey Chestnut. Yeah, shout out to him,
Joey
man.
Chestnut.
He is a freaking beast, bro, and he popularized that. So now I'm very interested to see why he got banned from it. Maybe it was illegal,
I
like
know.
you said.
They said in the chat. Who said in the chat? Infinity. Hot dog eating champion Joey Chestnut will not compete this year in the contest due to he struck a deal with a plant-based food company, Impossible Foods.
Oh, okay.
So it's a sponsorship problem.
Okay, I thought it was more of he was taking some illegal stuff to eat 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Yeah, performance enhancing drugs. It's got to
Like,
get that stomach clear. Got to get that gullet clear so he could just, slide them in.
right. Oh. Yikes, yikes, yikes. All right, y'all. Well, let's get into the NFL action of all this, y'all. We have our good. That's right. Some good news coming out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, like I knew, because Pittsburgh is a Class A organization, the Steelers have just re-signed Mike Tomlin, or should I say extend him 4 extra years. He'll be there through the 2027 NFL season as Steelers head
Mm-hmm.
coach. Uh, TJ, what does that say about the Steelers and their plans going forward with Mike Tomlin?
Well, it's like Tomlin's the one person dragging that organization, sometimes kicking and screaming, to a winning season. Like, I know he's only won one Super Bowl, wasn't it? That was like the second year he got there with Roethlisberger.
Yeah, was that like, was it
20,
2007 or 2009, huh? Was it 09?
possibly.
It was, or was it 10? It was, or 8. Was it 8? I forgot. It was right
Yeah, it
around
was,
when the Saints won it too. So right around that time.
so he was hired in 2007. It doesn't say when they won the Super
I
Bowl.
want to say
So
08.
it's between
They beat the
08
Cardinals.
then, yeah, second year into the season.
Yeah.
And so like they're consistently good under Tomlin. Obviously, they've had Big Ben for that while. And like they've had a great wide receiver. So they obviously had AB before AB went crazy. Juju before Juju decided to focus on a TikTok career. But obviously this last couple of years have been up and down. But he's managed to make do with Kyle Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and they've still managed to make the playoffs. Fair enough, they haven't gone far in the playoffs, but they've still managed to make the playoffs. So it shows that he's a competent head coach. The only problem is they haven't been able to get over that hump for a while. So are you keeping with the coach because you trust him to work with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, which is unusual? Like, is Justin Fields your future and you want to give him that stability with a great head coach? Like, we don't know, but he's a great head coach. It makes sense for the Steelers to keep him around, but you've got to start thinking, can he get over that hump with the quarterbacks he's got? And not having Mike Canada and now Arthur Smith as your OC does not help the situation.
we will definitely see. I'm very intrigued to see about this Pittsburgh Steelers team. You're right about that though. And anytime, and this goes for you Steelers Nation, for those who want Mike Tomlin gone, anytime the narrative is if this guy is available, he's getting picked up the same day, right? You don't want to
Yeah,
lose that guy. There are rumblings. Me being a New Orleans Saints fan, I heard the rumblings of us wanting to get rid of Sean Payton back in the day, and I was like, "Yeah, you give him up, and he's gone in a heartbeat." Like
yeah,
they're hoping that you become very, very, very dumb and let go of that person. Mike Tomlin has been the key guy for the Steelers team through the good and the bad. And let's be honest, their bad isn't as bad as most of our bads.
no.
Their bad is still above 500. Mind you, this guy has been 500 or above his entire career. He has not even sniffed a losing season ever. And
14
that's
years.
yeah, so that is basically losing now. Today's game is 8-9, but back in the day it was he's never sniffed 7-9 ever. It was 8-8 or better. So I'm just saying, like, you don't want to lose that guy because when you have a bad team, he's a player's coach, a player's coach. That means these guys will run through a brick wall. That means these guys, albeit not good, and let's be honest, even when they've gotten Kenny Pickett, right, a young kind of talented quarterback, since Roethlisberger's left, they have not found that guy. Hopefully, they find it in Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. But you're only missing a quarterback per se, and you just need someone that's just not going to really make mistakes, if that makes sense. And you're
Yeah,
hoping that
no, it makes
Wilson
sense.
is a guy that doesn't make mistakes. But for Tomlin, giving him that extension was the only right move because Pittsburgh is the right organization to do that. The Rooney family has set the standard year after year after year. These guys, Steelers, only two head coaches, right, in the past 30 years. We talk about
That's
Bill
good.
Bill Coward and Mike Tomlin. If you look at anybody else not named the Patriots, there's been multiple head coaches, for like the last, I don't know, 10 years, 11 years. Just look at, I don't know, Carolina's
Look at
probably
the.
gone through four coaches in 2 years, it feels like.
I was going to say, look at the Browns. It's weird that
Right.
Stefanski's managed to stick around.
Deservedly so because he's really put his stamp on that team and who they really are. So I like what he's doing in Cleveland. But as far as like the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, when things go bad, they don't go straight for the head coach. But I think it's very very dumb unless you're Arthur Smith or the dumbass from Los Angeles Chargers, whatever his name was. Unless you're those guys, he was so bad I don't
Staley.
forgot his name now since he's been
Staley.
gone. Staley, thank you, yeah, Brandon Staley. If you're unless you're Brandon Staley or Arthur Smith, which is an obvious coaching issue, you have to stick with these coaches for at least 3 or 4 years because you keep changing these play calls and changing your schemes every year. You just can't get it right. Sometimes you got to stick with it and let the players decide it for you. Pittsburgh is doing that. They know it's not Tomlin. They know that for a fact because Mike Tomlin has been the one guy who has stood there for 14 years through the good and the bad, and his bad is basically somebody's good. So,
So I've got a question.
yes, sir.
Obviously, the Steelers have still made the playoffs, but they haven't been the Steelers of old, which is true. I think the row line's been weak. Their defense is always their strongest, but their offense really let them down. Do you think with Arthur Smith as OC, Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields, this might be Tomlin's first losing season?
No, no. It's
No?
every year you think because he's had some bad looking teams the last 3 or 4 years. On paper, this team is
Hmm?
not good on paper at all. Like, and they haven't been like that. They've been like that for the like last 4 or 5 years. It's not good on paper, but it's not about paper. It's about when you go into that field. And like I said, Tomlin's a player's coach, so these guys will play better than what they really are per se. We know about T.J. Watt, right? We know about that. We know about their defense on no, but for the most part, their offense has been the suspect area. If they can somehow fine tune that offense, and if you're the Steelers, you kind of just want to have a home playoff game for once, right? They've been on the road in the playoffs. It feels like every year for the last 6 or 7 years. They just can't get that 11, 12 win season. They've maybe stuck with 9 and 10, or even 8 when they went 8-8 a few times. So you know the quarterback plays a big deal. It does, and when you can't get that quarterback, especially in today's NFL, where a lot of it is predicated towards the quarterback and how he runs an offense, you're not going to get it right as far as going deep in the playoffs. You got to have a star quarterback, and Steelers are finding out after Roethlisberger left, after he became old and really, really Big Ben, couldn't move anywhere.
Really, really
Really
big
Big
Ben.
Ben, right? Once they found that out, you got to realize like a quarterback really does make or break a team as far as what kind of success you want in the NFL. So when you're stuck with the Kyle Rudolphs and the Kenny Pickett's and the other guy, I forgot now. They've had so many, it feels like. But when you go
But
through that carousel of quarterbacks and they all are kind of the same, just kind of they're good enough to be a backup quarterback, but not good enough to be a full time starter. It feels like, and Kenny Pickett, you know, I mean, Russell Wilson fell to their lap, so obviously Russell Wilson over Kenny Pickett.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, obviously Russell Wilson over Kenny Pickett all day, but I thought that Kenny Pickett was okay. I thought Kenny
yeah.
Pickett's okay if they gave him some more chances, but Russell Wilson fell in lap with Justin Fields as well. So yeah, Pickett was kind of like, you got to go, brother. Sorry.
According to the Philadelphia market, Kenny Pickett is okay enough that he might replace Hurts because Hurts has missed a couple of throws and not the OTAs.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that
That's
that's
the
yeah
Philly
that's
market.
that's the Philly market for you, right? Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. Pickett over Hurts because Hurts thrown a couple interceptions and Pickett has looked okay.
Yeah, okay, I guess, man. We got EJ News and Podcast. Says, hey, Carlos and PJ, 5 more likes to 20. What's up, EJ
Ooh,
News? Good to see you, love.
hello.
She's in the building showing love. We appreciate that, you guys. That's right, man. 4 more likes to get us to 20 likes. There is no goal, so just hit the like button and keep the comments rocking and rolling while we're on here. Thank y'all for that. And hit that share button as well. But I do like what Pittsburgh did that stops all the rumors, all the offseason BS talk about does he stay, does he leave, yada, yada, yada. Get that out the way. We can focus on football now.
That is true. That is true. But obviously, Steelers are being smart, but some teams aren't. We've got a load of holdouts, haven't we?
Oh, a lot, yeah, a lot, and we're going to talk about that in just a few. But let's break down another part of our good. It might be good for Justin Jefferson. I'm not quite sure about the Vikings themselves though. Justin Jefferson lands a new
Yeah.
four-year, $140 million deal with the
Ooh.
Minnesota Vikings, and I mean, good for him.
Mhm.
That's 35 million per year.
Yeah.
My question for you before we get into other topics dealing with Justin Jefferson and this moolah baby, do you like the deal for Minnesota?
For Minnesota,
For
yes,
Minnesota.
absolutely. Because I know people are like, "Oh, that's a lot of money." Well, they've got a rookie quarterback right now. That's where that money's coming from. And you want the rookie quarterback who's had, some questions about certain aspects to have a great safety net. Why not the best wide receiver in the league? Like, I know there was a rumor going around during trade night that they were willing to trade Justin Jefferson to move up for Neighbors, I believe. That's apparently what was going around,
Yeah.
which I think is crazy because you know what Jefferson is, you don't know what Neighbors is going to be. Um, I know it's 35. I know he's technically the most not expensive non QB player. I think he outshined Bosa, I believe it was, wasn't it?
I mean,
Um,
35 million. Oof.
35
My
million.
man went
That
to the
was
bank on that
quarterback
one.
monies. Yeah, that was quarterback money back when Carson Wentz got paid, which was only 2019,
Yeah.
2020. 4 years. Ridiculous. Um, but his cap numbers, they do look intimidating back like in 2028. His cap hit will be about 47 million. By
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
the salary cap could have gone through the roof.
There,
So it is one of those backloaded deals, and it costs 8 million this year, 15, then it hits to 38, 43. So, like, you got to keep this player happy. He's your currently, because you don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to be. He's the face of the Vikings, and I think that's safe to say. Yes, he got injured last year, and they've got Morgan. Is that Morgan? Is that their wide receiver too?
God dog it. What's
That
his name?
he was a rookie last year, wasn't
Yeah, from USC.
he? Not Morgan.
I done forgot his last name already. Yeah, because I've been out of the sports world for a while. Things like that I done forgot now, which I should know. I'm looking dead at him right now, and I can't get his name. I can see
Yeah,
him. I can see him.
who did well, but like he is the best wide receiver. Why not pay him?
Yeah,
Like it makes sense to,
and I
especially since you don't have to pay for Cousins anymore.
right, and I agree with you. I do agree with you. You look at this like, oh, it's a lot of money, but you gotta understand that the NFL money is just different these days now. The cap is
Yeah.
different, and of course, you're going with a rookie contracted J.J. McCarthy as your quarterback. And my thing is make your star player happy right now while the quarterback is cheap. While your starting quarterback is cheap, pay your man, and maybe, like you said about that blanket, you have the best wide receiver. There is no excuse for McCarthy to not gel with this guy ASAP because you're going to need him in the worst way. Now, some folks want to play owner or GM, and I have no issue with that as well. And they would say, "Hey, man, trade that man while the getting good." And sometimes you could have done that, but man, it's almost that what if. We done seen it plenty of times now. The Titans with AJ Brown, right?
Precisely. Look
And
at
right,
Bucks. He
and
might not even be the team this year.
right, and
Like,
it's crazy. It's like you don't want to end up like that to where you're firing GMs and you kind of got to start all over because they had got the kid Burke from Arkansas, right, to replace
yeah,
AJ Brown. It didn't work out, and now they're
no,
just back to phase one again. It feels like with the wide receiver core. So yeah, like you got Justin Jefferson. He is the best to most people's knowledge. He's the best receiver in the NFL. You gotta use him. Pay him his money, man. While your quarterback is cheap, I understand that wholeheartedly. I'm with that. It gives your fan base a little bit of we can breathe kind of easy knowing that we lost Kirk Cousins. Maybe
hmm
McCarthy can blossom to that, dynamic quarterback that they got him for an 11th overall pick or whatever it was in the draft. So I think it's a good deal by Minnesota. Now I want to ask you though, TJ. Now you know what it is. Monkey see, monkey do. In the NFL, brother, this dude got paid 4 years, $140 million. That's $35 million per year. I'm
hmm
next. I want that.
You're next.
I'm
You want
shit.
that?
I want that for real. You
You
want
want
that too,
that?
PJ? Yeah, she said I need that.
Nah,
My,
nah.
who's
Won't do anything less for 150, and I'll want 40 a year.
Yeah, man. We got Cameron, New York Giant, Mets, Rangers, and LA Lakers says hi, Carlos and TJ. What is up, Cameron? Good to see you, my guy. Hit that
Funny.
like button for your boy. My thing, TJ, I want to ask you about who's that next receiver in line for that big payday? Who wants that?
Oh, this is the Cowboys have screwed up, right? Like the Cowboys have screwed up, and want to just put we've got Smithy, Devontae
Yeah,
Smith under contract. That he was the first wide receiver under these contracts. He got 75 million total value,
yeah.
25 per year, and then Waddle got paid. Who got more? Obviously, we did get AJ Brown a bit more, but Jefferson got paid. Amara St. Brown got paid, all more than Smith. And CD Lamb is looking at those figures, who stayed out of OTAs, minicamp.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be wanting AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson money.
Yeah.
So he'll be aiming for $33 million a year. And I imagine Ayuk could be looking at the same. The problem is the Cowboys can't pay him. They can't pay him. They can't pay him and Dak. So because the Cowboys have left it too late, they might lose some good players from it. And I'm trying to find what their cap
Oh
numbers
man,
are right
I
now.
can
They've got
almost.
$12 million in cap space this year.
That's it.
Like,
So
yeah, and that's it.
I could if they this has got to be Dak Prescott's last year. It feels
It
like it
has to be,
because
right?
he wants way too much money for a guy who's only won one playoff game or two in his career, I believe, and he wants
Mhm.
60 million per year, which is absurdly a lot of money. You know.
So, would you, if you're the Cowboys, let Mike McCarthy's contract expire because it's the end of this year?
Mhm.
Get rid of Dak's contract, who expires at the end of this year. New coach, new QB, new regime, start fresh.
Are we talking in reality, or are we talking like our own reality? Because in my own
Like, if
reality,
you were Jerry,
I'm the owner, and that's exactly it. In
yeah.
reality, I'm Jerry. If I'm Jerry, I ain't winning nothing because I'm just dumb. But in reality, though, right now, if I'm the Cowboys, I mean, um, I would probably obviously get rid of my head coach, get rid of myself as the owner,
Yeah,
get rid of myself
retire.
as GM, as GM. I mean, and I would probably let go of Dak Prescott. I would keep CeeDee Lamb. I would try and find a
Yeah,
quarterback, but then again, quarterbacks don't grow on freaking trees. But I can't get him a man $60 million, and I
I know.
and we got to keep penny pinching for everybody else because there's a lot of guys on here.
What's going to suck is you're going to do too well this year to draft a QB next year.
Yeah, 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 for real. You're right.
So, and they've also got to pay Micah Parsons as well.
Yeah, you got, I'm telling you,
His
there's
contract's
other
due.
guys coming up. Yeah, and even what's the cornerback that got hurt this year? Um, Diggs.
He
Nope.
got paid, I
Oh, he
believe.
got paid. Okay, good. Well, there's still more other.
Yeah,
There's still other players that got to play too. So he can't be too freaking happy because as years go by, these contracts come up real quick. So he may have got
yeah.
paid, but
Trevon Diggs got 26,
well,
total of 97 million, 19 years, 19 million a year.
I'm about to say
So it's not
19
bad.
years. My man is a cowboy for life and
19.
afterlife too. All right, well, I'm gonna raise you a CeeDee Lamb, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you a Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is
Oh,
looking like I want the bread because this is year 5 for Jefferson. He got that money.
yeah.
Chase is on year 4, and so he knows next year I'm looking at that same kind of money, brother. But it is funny because they're also having issues with T. Higgins. T. Higgins
Yeah.
he's not budging. T. Higgins wants to get paid. If I'm the Bengals, I'll probably let T. Higgins go out and trade him. But I trade him probably because, like, dude, you nice, but the money that you want, you didn't really earn that kind of money, brother. Like, you nice for a number 2 receiver, but
Yeah, I'd say too.
brother, you want a number 1 big time buku 4 year $140 million kind of deal. That's not about to happen, man.
Well, the way, from what I hear, T. Higgins wanted the range of AJ Brown and all that, which is
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the 25 mark. That's now add 10 million onto that. Like
yeah,
the mark is now
yeah.
35. So because the Bengals didn't get that deal on T. Higgins, it's added 10 million to the mark, which I don't think T. Higgins should get Justin Jefferson money. I think he should get around 23, 25.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Higgins.
that serves him right. 20, 22, 23. Yeah.
Um, but the Bengals have got the situation where the Vikings don't. So the Bengals have to pay their quarterback. They've
Yes,
already
yes.
given the big deal to Joe Burrow. Well deserved. I know people are worried about him being injury prone because he's only played 2 full seasons.
You're right. But those 2 full seasons, you went to the
Woo!
AFC Championship and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and Jamar Chase is the one person people would argue might be next to Jefferson after his explosive rookie year.
Right.
So Jamar Chase is gonna want above 30 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm
your
Jamar Chase is
quarterback
gonna want 35. He's gonna want at least 35.
least
At least
35.
35. Yeah.
And
The market has gone up now. He wants 35 million per.
yeah, and you're giving um you're giving Joe Burrow a lot of money. Um 25, so 25, 25, 27, 37, 48. is, and his cap hits are 46, 48, 52, 53,
Yeah,
57 million.
they're not gonna let go of Joe Burrow at all. No matter
No, they can't get that Jabbar, but I
he
don't think they can keep Chase.
no, no,
I
no,
think
no, they're
Chase might
not.
be a
No,
trade.
you can't keep Chase. No, they're. I don't know how it's gonna end up, but I can see Higgins being traded anytime soon. Now, he could be a number one for somebody
Yeah.
else, maybe, but not on this team. And with Jamar Chase is the prime, he's the prime player that you want to pay. You want to make sure he's happy because his ability to catch after the run after the catch is amazing, right? Him
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Amar St. Brown, they are just explosive. Debo Samuels is also in that category with run after the catch is just nasty. So you got to keep that, man. You got to keep that.
No, I agree. I agree. It's just, will they have the cap? I know the cap numbers go up each year, but
Yeah,
they've lost. Was it Jesse? It wasn't Jesse Bates, was it? Or
yeah,
was it? Yeah, Jesse Bates had to leave. They couldn't
yeah.
afford
He
pay
went to
him.
Atlanta, I believe, the Falcons.
Yeah, Atlanta, and did well. Um, Now, my next question: you raised me a Jamar Chase. I'll call a Brandon Ayuk.
That's very, very, very difficult to answer because is it the system that makes Ayuk who he is, or is it Ayuk just being that damn good? And it always feels like, man, the running game is so well, and defenses have to respect the running game all the time under a Kyle Shanahan
Hmm.
system. That Ayuk gets a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of wide open plays. His ability to also kind of run after the catch is also good too, but he gets a lot of one-on-ones. Where Debo was a big part of the offense running game as well. That's why he got his deal. Ayuk is different. They're like, yeah, it's almost like, could we kind of just pick anybody else to be the new Ayuk? You know,
Well, I think we know the answer, and the answer is yes. Look at their draft picks. I think what two wide receivers in the
yep,
top couple rounds.
yep.
I think that's writing on the wall for what Ayuk's future is going to
And it's
be.
weird because it's like right after the Super Bowl ended, he was like, yeah, I don't think I'll be here. What? You just went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you lost it, but I mean, you lost to the Chiefs. I mean, you went to the Super Bowl, so why? What was wrong? Is it? I mean, it's obviously the money. And somebody must have told him something about the money. I don't know. He must have. I don't know. Somebody must have sent a note on his lunch tray or something. You ain't getting paid. What?
Kenny Rocker.
Yeah, it's something, man. He was just upset, and his old lady was on social media talking
I
about it.
know
And
he was upset because he felt like he was their number one wide receiver in 2023, and he got like hardly any targets in the Super Bowl. So he felt left out.
yeah, I mean, but it's one game, and you're in the Super Bowl. So you think going to a lesser team for more money is going to make you feel better? I mean, more money probably so, but you'll be miserable. Because then you'll be the
Yeah,
best team on a probably a non-playoff team.
yeah, and
You'll be the best
I
person on a
imagine the
non-playoff team.
Giants would really like him.
Yeah, right. I bet they would. Those sneaky Giants, huh? All right, man. Well, that's enough about money talk. We'll keep with the receivers, and we'll go with our. Let's go with the bad for a minute. So, y'all, we got to talk about Rasheed Rice from the
Oh.
Kansas City Chiefs. And he just went out there, and I don't know what platform he was on, but basically he was saying, hey, he said he vows to be more mature. And he has to be, because one, you're an adult that's getting paid a lot of freaking money. There's no reason for you to be getting in anybody's vehicle, whether it's your own or somebody else, and going 1,000 miles per hour. We saw what happened to the young
Mhm.
kid from the Raiders, right? It just
Oh
changed your
yeah.
freaking life. It like, and he was still going out there, and on Instagram and partying and just kind of crazy stuff. And I get it, man. He's young. Live your life. But man, you got to be smart about what you're doing because you have a golden opportunity. Not only it was your year one and you became a Super Bowl champion and you were a
Hmm.
big part of that, but now you can establish your legacy. And if you keep playing very well with the best quarterback in the nation in the league, you can get paid. You can get paid later on in life, man. You just gotta keep put your head down, work at your craft, which is being a NFL receiver, and make your money, man. And then when you get done with your career, then you can just do stupid shit all day. That's fine.
Mhm.
How big is he for Casey's three-peat chance?
I think he's quite big because when Casey did very well, they had Travis,
Mhm.
Watkins, and Hill,
Yes.
and they've still got Travis. They think Worthy's going to be the new Hill,
Yes.
so you've got Rice, who is still speedy, can be that Watkins role, that safety valve. You know what I mean? And they'll thrive, and they do very well. Um, so he's very important. I feel sorry for the Kansas City PR team.
Hey, wasn't it?
Like
Wasn't it worthy on like in like a strip club or something or a homemade strip club? And he was.
I don't know.
It was like
All I know is
what
his
do you?
car got nicked. So this has been a rough season. They've had all the Rashid Rice problems, the racing, the just general not being a good person, the theft, the denying of, Then you've got their first round pick cars being nicked outside the stadium or
Jeez, I didn't know
working.
about that.
Then two offensive linemen was caught with a lot of marijuana on the wrong side of a border, so they got arrested there. And obviously, they've recently just had one of their defensive linemen have a seizure and go have a heart attack in the weight room.
Oh man, good God Almighty.
So Casey's having a rough off season.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I guess when you're the Super Bowl champions, it's not that bad because winning does cure everything. It's not
oh, and
that
then you've
bad.
got the Harrison Butker situation as well.
Yeah, yeah, that was. Sometimes you just gotta shut up, man. Just sometimes, just you just gotta be quiet, man. Like I be telling folks, hey, man, just wait till you retire to say what's on your mind, man. Don't get it. Whether you agree with what he said or not, we won't go into it at all, man. Whether you agree with it or not, man,
No, yeah, of course.
just shut up sometimes, bro, and just, I mean, just say that stuff when you're done, right? You're the kicker of the Kansas City Chiefs, just be that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm all for
get your
freedom of
rings.
speech. I'm all for freedom of speech, right? But it's also you got to know as a person what kind of backlash is going to bring to you, right? Now, obviously, he didn't know it'd be that big because I am just a kicker. So, but you can't start talking about other people's lives if that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
And like you leave that alone. You could talk about whatever else, but don't talk about other folks' lives, that are less fortunate than you are, because they will take it as exception, right? They'll be mad about it or something like that. I don't know. That's just
of
me.
course.
We got a
But yeah,
JJ Sports cover. It says, "Hey Carlos and
ooh,
TJ, what's up, JJ?
hello. Hope you're
What's
having
up?
a
What's up,
great night.
JJ?"
But yeah, I this Rasheed Rice, like, come on, man. Like, I know players have recovered from bad PR,
Mhm.
but he's got to ball out this offseason. But he might get suspended, so it's gonna hurt him.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Thank goodness for Patrick Mahomes. And even he has like crazy stuff going on. Didn't like his dad got arrested.
Yeah,
his,
got arrested for DUI just before the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
his wife is kind of crazy. It's like, but he's just winning cures it all, man. If this team was not winning, they would be drugged through media right now. But they're winning, so
So my question when it comes to KC, because I think this happened during the our little break, is obviously KC wants Arrowhead to be upgraded, and it was their plans for the upgrades were declined by Kansas City themselves. So apparently they're threatening to leave Kansas City. Is there any scenario where Kansas City leaves
the Chiefs.
Kansas City? Do the Chiefs leave Kansas City? There's
I,
my mind.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Somehow, some way they'll get things fixed up. I mean, it'd be weird. Where you going? That'd be St. Louis and Kansas City out of Missouri. God, dog. Like if you're Kansas, I mean, they're gonna be there for the foreseeable future. I can't see the Chiefs, who've been a big part of the NFL since the '60s. I can't see them leaving. Kansas City's like, okay, we didn't get no upgrades, so we're gone, right? I don't know. Hopefully they fix things and they work things out. But just to my mind, I can't see the Chiefs with all the success they're having right now. Just like yeah, we're gone. We're just gonna up and leave Kansas City. We'll go to freaking. I don't know where they'll go, but it's weird. I don't know. So that's what I don't know. I can't answer that question the way I want to because I just can't see unless talks got super serious. Then we can start breaking down about where they'll go. Are they changing names? I don't even know. But as of right now, I can't even see Kansas City not having the Chiefs.
No, it's going to be weird, but there's been teams renegade, but these are currently the champions. These are
Yeah,
the
like they're
face
back-to-back
of the
champions too.
NFL.
Like and I mean, look, as far as I know, every time they play a home game, the crowd shows up and it's packed. That's a lot.
Mhm.
That's all I know. So they're selling tickets. They're selling out. They're still one of the loudest, if not the loudest, stadium in the NFL. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
see them. I don't see them leaving. So, you know, and I haven't heard that many rumors of their stadium being like hot garbage. No, I've heard the Saints. The Saints said we got renovations coming up every fucking year. It feels like, So
Well, you're getting renovations this year, aren't
yeah,
you?
yeah. So our cafeteria and stuff like that. Like
Eh, eh, well, you are hosting the Super Bowl, so of course it's going to be done
yeah,
up.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I know about that, but New Orleans ain't never gonna lead the Saints. So unless knock on wood, a hurricane. Jesus, knock on wood. All right, man. Let's go in New England now. We have a sticky quarterback situation. Drake May started off third on the depth chart to begin the off season. The camps, the voluntary camps. He was behind Jacob Brissett and of course Bailey Zappi. But now he just went above Bailey Zappi last week, and there are rumors now with minicamp, mandatory minicamp starting, he will be the number one guy. Do you think it's good to start May for the year, or maybe sit him behind a well-rounded Jacob Brissett?
I think maybe sitting.
Because this your
But
question is like, what's best for your quarterback in your mind, your young quarterback? Do you start him right now, throw him to the wolves, or do you say sit back, relax,
I
learn, and when it's your turn, it's your turn?
I like the idea of them sitting and learning. I think we've seen very a lot of successful cases of the QB sitting and learning. Look, Pat Mahomes, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts, even Justin Herbert was sitting for a couple of weeks before an accident threw him into the limelight.
Right.
I think there's a lot more success of the QB learning behind a veteran before being thrown to the wolves. You've got to have that very special case for them to start straight away, like a Burrow, for example. He started straight away. Um, Trevor started straight away, but he had the problem with Urban Meyer. Um, so I think it would be smart if you're New York, no, not New York, sorry, New England, to let Mayor sit. You're not in any rush. Like I
Right.
know people are like, oh, you need to follow the Houston's structure of immediately rebuilding and coming straight to the playoffs. I think that is an incredibly rare case, even though we pretty much had the same conversation
for
last
for
year.
every C.J. Stroud, there's
But every
50 freaking Bryce Youngs.
yeah, yeah, precisely. Um, so it's a weird situation because we've had nothing but negative. I think I haven't heard a positive thing come out about Mayor, which is very unusual for a guy who's meant to be, the face of the franchise.
Well, you can tell Gerard Mayo. He came out there. He said, "You know what? The kid is struggling, but we know that because he's saying all the right things, but he's also acknowledging the kid is struggling."
Yeah,
I don't know where I didn't go deep into whether it's physically, mentally, and I'm pretty sure it's mentally because that's the biggest hurdle of going from college to the NFL as a starting quarterback is the mental game, right? It's so much more to pick up. Guys are faster. Decision making got to be a lot quicker. So I understand that. Now it is just The off season is no, it's voluntary workout, voluntary off season.
Yep.
Obviously, you want your young guys there, so that's why they're there. And I'm always like, once you get into full pads, 11 on 11, that's when we'll find out what he really is made of. And just the confidence saying he's going to be the starter or the number one on the depth chart. How about that? Going into mandatory offseason, then we'll see how it goes from there. But I'm with you though. I agree with you, TJ. I want my QB. Look, if you're the number one overall pick, that's a little different. That
Yeah.
means you're the best right now. Let's go with it. Let's rock and roll with it. Right. That means you're the face of maybe the NFL. Hopefully, that's what the case is. As far as May, it was a heavy quarterback draft in the beginning. That's why he was number three. Is he the third best player in the draft? Hell no, he's not. He's not. But it's a quarterback centric league, so you got to have that.
Hmm.
They get him, but I think you're in a position to where you can sit him down, let him
Yeah. Why
learn,
not?
and you have a Brissett who's been there, done that with multiple teams, so he can quickly understand an offense, and he can win you some games if you allow that vaunted defense to do what it does. Brissett is good enough as a starting quarterback, well, being a lower tier starting quarterback, but he can still get the job done. Have him play. Look, there is no right or wrong with this because if he plays and he does well, you keep him. If he plays and he doesn't
Yeah.
do well, you have your rookie quarterback waiting in the wings for us. So I feel like it's a
Would
win-win situation for them.
would you also like when Stroud started? It was in a weak South. I think we all agreed the South was weak. AFC South.
Yes.
The AFC East isn't a weak division. So why would you throw your rookie QB out in literally to be eaten alive in such a heavy, um, well, hard division where that can rock his confidence, and you don't want
Right.
Donald seeing ghosts. So because you've got Rogers this year, you've got obviously Tua, you've got obviously Tua and Odell Beckham Jr. Didn't see that coming.
I know, right?
Um,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. So you don't want him to have to go up against. I know it's not QB versus QB, but you know that
Yeah,
they
but
are
we're
the
talking
heavy
about, we're talking about
hitters.
the team though, the team itself. The Jets,
Yeah,
the
those
Jets
are heavy
defense. I mean,
hitters.
you're gonna see them twice a year. That is a Super Bowl
Precisely.
defense. You know.
Just let him get comfortable in the system. Let him learn behind Brissett, and next year, where you can potentially improve your O line a bit more, get him a bit more weapons,
Yeah.
let him go. But yeah,
No.
don't start there. Don't ruin him as early because this is how you ruin QBs.
Yep. I
Oh,
completely agree. And then the fact that we just saw the 2 years ago that draft class, they're all pretty much gone. It like 2 years
yeah,
and done. The Kenny Pickett draft, whatever it was, they're
there
all
was
they're all done. Zach Wilson and not Zach Wilson, but he's done too though. But anyways, that
there was
draft
a
class is
famous
bad.
there was a famous quote um, by Andy Reid when they asked him a couple years ago. This was back when he was on the Eagles, because obviously it was a choice between McNabb and another QB who went to the Browns. And they asked a couple of years later, clearly you chose the right choice when going with McNabb. And he went, honestly, if McNabb went to the Browns and we got the other QB, I'm 100% certain the Browns would have ruined McNabb and we could have worked with the other QB. like,
Wow.
like you go to the wrong system or you're pushed to the wrong way and you just collapse.
Eh,
So it
eh,
shows how important it is.
yeah, yep, very important to be on the same whatever with your coach, right? And
Yeah,
you got to be one with the playbook. You got to be one with the system, right? And a lot of
at
these
least,
coaches
yeah.
come in there and they want you to run their system instead of saying, "Hey, let's use your skill set and let's try and work with that." And that's why I was always, not to get off topic, but Bryce Young, I'm like, what is his skill set? What does he
Yeah.
do very well? Because he's to be that small, you got to be at least fast. Lamar Jackson
Hmm.
fast or Kyler Murray fast. He's not. and he's not big. He's not strong. He doesn't have the biggest arm at all. Accuracy is okay, but I'm like, I mean, he's very accurate for when he has time. But I'm like, in the NFL, you don't have that much time. So I was
Nope.
like, what kind of, you can't just throw him out there and say, hey, boom, go out there and be our starting quarterback. Although he was number one overall, but me going into it, I had my issues with him from the jump. I was like, I just don't see how he's going to be this great quarterback. I don't see it with the eye test, whatever. So yeah, you're right though. So I hope that they do Drake May well, and we'll find out how that goes on later on. We'll keep you guys in touch. Right now, he's the number one starter right now going into mandatory off-season workouts, but we'll find out how that goes and progresses. But don't be surprised if it's. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's Brissett starting week one.
I know the only QB I think has officially got the starting job is Williams, Caleb
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Williams and Daniels is going to be the starters. That's I can almost
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that. Williams and Daniels will be the starters. As far as Mago and the rest of these guys, yeah, we don't know yet. Good luck with all that. All right, y'all. Hey, we got some TJ's Eagles talk. So be back right after this message. What's going on with those Eagles? All right, TJ, the floor is yours, man. We haven't heard any Eagles talk in about 6 weeks, man. So I know you got a lot to break
Woo!
down. What's going on in the land of cheesesteaks?
Well, we have got a lot. Where to? I think we take it back all the way to draft night. No. So big news is obviously we extended AJ Brown at the beginning of the NFL draft.
Yep,
News that I found out on air. I was shocked about
that was
that.
awesome.
um, yeah, and obviously I think we had a pretty good draft class. Obviously, we got Quinnen Williams. And obviously, we got Cooper DeJean in the second round. I honestly thought we weren't going to pick him up after we got Williams, Quinion, or Q as people calling him. Um, Jelix Hunt in the third round. And then in the fifth round, obviously, we got Shipley as well. But in the fifth round, we got Jeremiah Trotter Jr. The Axeman's son return is coming to Philadelphia,
That's
which is a
awesome.
great story and all that kind of stuff, which is fantastic. Everyone loves that. He's wearing number 54, but I know some people are upset saying it's a nepotism sort of pick, which, okay, technically, yeah, like he would have been, if it was between him and someone else, I see Harry Roseman going that, but he still has a very lot of size in the position that we need. Um, but it's been great. Then obviously we had a little OTAs. Um, OTAs has been fun. Isaiah Rogers, the guy who got suspended last year, has
Hmm.
been shining magnificently. When Slay hasn't been there, or Bradbury, it's been Isaiah Rogers and Kilo Ringo has been our starting QB cornerbacks, because that was our major weakness last year. Was our secondary was getting shredded, and obviously we brought back CJ Garner Johnson, as well as obviously buffed so many corners. The main stories that have been coming out of Philadelphia right now is Jalen Hurts isn't looking good. He's thrown a lot of interceptions. He's been forcing passes over the middle, but he's learning a new system. And he openly went, I'm trying to force passes. I'm seeing in this new system where's safe, where's not, when I can go. So if I get picked, it's me testing something out. And also he's throwing, not running. And obviously Jalen likes to run, but our defense has been winning every day. And James Bradbury, he's been the big story.
Hmm.
Obviously, Burntberry, he got a nickname of Burntberry because he sucked last year. And apparently, at the beginning of minicamp, which he did turn up for, um, he was trying some positions at safety. And I've only heard of one corner move from corner to say safety and be successful, and I think that was Woodson.
Yes, the Packers.
Uh, yeah, I don't think James Bradbury's Woodson. So it was very suspicious. And then the first day he was in warming up and he tripped and injured himself.
Ugh.
Yeah. So he didn't partake in any of the minicamp or OTAs. So the question is, it's past June 1st. No one is expecting him to be on the roster. I think everyone's come to terms that he's either, I reckon he's going to be traded. We've got to try and get something, even if it's the 7th. But we've got too many corners. I think we've got 14 cornerbacks on the roster at the moment in time, which is
Jeez, that's a
ridiculous.
lot. Yeah.
And they look good. Ringo's shone like there's no tomorrow, which is great. Isaiah Rogers, fantastic. Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell have now started to get in reps with the ones. So we went from having a defense that couldn't do nothing to something that's smothering our offense completely, to the point where the defense won everything, and the offensive coaches, including Nick Sirianni, had to do laps around the field to sort of say, yeah,
Mhm.
okay, it's our fault. We're going to do this and hopefully build. But yeah, we've entered the dark ages now of Eagles talk. But it's been very interesting, and I'm curious about what's going to happen with some questions like Bradbury and stuff like that.
Right.
Also, Jeffrey Lurie has announced he's selling a small portion of the Eagles, a minority stake, about 2%. And according to financial journals, this is barely covered in sports, it's in talks. They're in talks to sell it to a group of Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds, who obviously
Oh,
own Wrexham, and
yeah.
Rob being a massive Philadelphia fan.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get that, and he comes in fully into the Eagles family. So that's good. And came out today, the number one selling jerseys of all of 2023. Number one was Jalen Hurts. Number two was Jason Kelsey.
Jason
So we take the
Kelsey.
one and two sets of merch. But I think that's it so far. I do have a question for
Yes,
you.
sir.
What did you think of your draft class? We haven't really spoke a lot of draft because
Ah,
it's been a
I
while.
I loved it, and I think the
Yeah.
perception around NFL expertise, they loved it as well. We had a great draft class, and we hit a lot of needs, and even the needs that we didn't need, they were still really good picks. Spencer Rattler, who has had
Hmm.
his ups and downs, but they said when he's been up, he's been really, really up. As far as our quarterback play go, but I enjoy, I loved it. I loved it personally, and of course around the nation, they're loving it as well. So it looks good. I'm not gonna go ahead and say it's 2017 like, because it's probably not. I mean that is just a tough draft class to compare, and that's one of the greatest draft
What
classes
was
in
that
NFL
draft?
history. That was Marshawn Lattimore and Alvin Kamara both won a Rookie of the Year in the
Ooh,
same year, offense and defense. It was that good. That was
wow.
Ryan Ramczyk. So I mean that was an awesome draft class, and no one can beat that.
Rashawn Ramsey, Alvin
So
Kamara, Marcus Williams.
Marcus Williams, who's with the Ravens
Hey.
now, we had a nasty draft class, and that's a tough draft class. And honestly, when we first did that class, I was like, "What the fudge cake?" I was so mad. Who's this Alvin Kamara guy in the third? We don't need a running back. I remember that. I'm all over social media. We don't need a running back. We need defense. we went the second and third round getting damn offensive guys. We need defense. Anyways, it worked out just fine, man. So
Yeah, you can't complain about that.
nah, I cannot one bit, man. So all right, yeah, that was TJ's talk. Fly Eagles, fly TJ's Eagles talk. So do the graphic
I
one more
could have
time.
gone for hours, but I realised it's 2 in the morning, so I had to cut it down.
Hold on one
Um,
second, TJ. All right, y'all, we got it. You say you can go on a couple more hours, huh? I already know. I already know. Trust me. All right, let's go on to let's go to our what the fudge cake moment. Do you got any what the fudge cake moments so far? I know. Look, 6 weeks in, I know we got a lot of what the fudge cake moments. But
I've
what's
got
your
one,
one?
and I've been holding it on for a very long time.
Please don't be
And I
mine.
think if you saw my face during a certain stream, you'll understand what it is. What the fudge cake is the Atlanta Falcons doing? We haven't spoken about it. What are they doing? What are they doing? Pay Kirk, like if Kirk Cousins was on a 2 year deal, maybe 1 year deal, I'd sort of understand it.
It's on a 4 year deal.
4 years, a lot of money, and then you draft Penix. Like, uh,
I mean, for that, I can look at it both ways. If you're looking at from a fan standpoint, you are mad AF, and I get it. That's probably the point that you're looking from too, as a fan. Like, dude, we don't need a damn quarterback. We need some defense.
yeah,
We need some weapons on defense to help out with this Kirk Cousins offense. Now, if you're the Falcons management, I can also see, hey, we believe we're gonna be good for the next 3 to 4 years to where we can't even get this position to get a quarterback at all. So why not get our guy right now? But you're also telling Kirk Cousins, bro, you got a cap. There's a cap on your years. Like that's also that's your third angle is we're telling Kirk Cousins, bro, your future as a Falcon is only 4 years max, two minimum,
yeah, I understand that.
four
I
max.
un- I understand that, but like, you know, the image of their GM trying to explain that owner the pick, them saying like, well, it worked for Green Bay, so why not work for us? It's still one of the advantages of having a rookie QB is they're cheap, and you've got to pay a lot of special people like Pitts, London, Robinson, all of that. You're going to have those contracts, those four. If you now 4 years of handing out big contracts in a
Yes,
row.
in a row. Maybe,
Um,
maybe, maybe, because those guys still haven't
maybe
had
they
a
might not have.
a big season
Yeah,
yet besides Pitts' rookie
might not
year.
have Pitts, but I think they realized they screwed up because they went Penix in the first round, then they went D tackle, uh, linebacker, D tackle, linebacker, then a running back, D tackle. The rest, apart from one, were all defense. So I just it baffled me. I know you could say from the fact like, oh, they want him to sit, learn behind Kirk Cousins, but clearly that wasn't the plan. If that was the plan, you should have told Kirk Cousins,
I mean,
especially
you,
since
you
a
tell
lot
him
of
you tell him before you get him, or you
reasons
tell him after you get him.
after you get him, especially since you've
I mean,
tampered
I
with
mean,
this
because
man.
technically they told him, but it's like right before they picked him up. I mean, we get technical. We did tell you right before we
It's
got him, but yeah.
yeah, it's like we see Roger walking to the stadium. Quick, get Kirk Cousins on the phone. Like you've got to get this.
I get Kirk Cousins on the
He's
phone.
already on the stadium.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're Kirk Cousins, you're mad because look, dude, we want to win right now, and now I gotta quote unquote kind of babysit this guy for the next 2 or 3 years, and kind of look over my shoulder every time I mess up. People might want Michael Penix in there, so I get that from a player standpoint, and even from an agent standpoint. You know, you're like, dude, like you sold us, but you ain't tell us about that. It's almost like you were being, so I get it from both standpoints. Obviously, if you're the Falcons, you don't want to show your cards because you want to have a good quarterback, and then when he's done, have another chance of getting it. Because man, isn't Peters like almost 25 already? So if
He's quite old,
so, he'll
yeah.
be like 28 whenever he gets to start if Kirk Cousins kind of stays healthy. He'll be like 28,
Oh,
29. But thank God for today's NFL, guys can play to their in their 40s now. So I get it.
thank
So
goodness.
yeah, right. Thank goodness for the softness of today's league. All right, let's. I got my what the
What's
fudge
yours?
cake moment now, and it's more on a personal thingy. What the fudge cake is up with the Saints never getting on Hard Knocks, man? God, dog. We've been in the running now. It feels like 4 or 5 years in a row. We cannot get on Hard Knocks. They're going with the freaking Chicago Bears.
Bears, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
and kudos to the Bears for that's their first time on Hard Knocks, and they're an interesting team as far as the number one overall pick. Caleb Williams with the polish, the nails, and all that, yada yada yada. So we'll get that. But as far as me on a personal reason, I just want to see the Saints. I want to see more of the Saints inside. Inside stuff. That'd been awesome. But we are trying to stay away from Hard Knocks as best as possible, like everybody else is pretty much. But unless you're Dan Campbell and you just love that, you just love it. I'm Dan Campbell. He wants it on there every year. It feels like, but man, it sucks that I won't see the Saints again on Hard Knocks. Now I'm praying that we're never on it because we're a good team. But if we're gonna suck like we have for the last couple of years, I want to be on Hard Knocks.
What was what was your record
We were still good.
last
We were
year?
what 9-8. We were still 9-8.
Yeah, I think that cuts you out.
No, no,
I
no,
think
no,
the
no, no,
cutoff
no. We,
point.
we were in the running because we didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, you have to make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I
So
wondered
so
what
there's
the
a
cutoff
rule.
point was.
You gotta be if you missed the playoffs, was it like so many years in a span? You're part of that. And there's something else too. I forgot. There's a bunch of rules to where
You
like
can't have a rookie head coach. I know that.
okay, so yeah, and I
Uh,
agree with that too. That's a good rule. Can't be my first time coaching. I got a bunch of cameras in my face. This is weird. So I agree with
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah. So
what is it?
can't be rookie. You can't. I mean, you can't be a good team. You can't win the division.
So
If you win the division, you
if the
can't.
team made a playoff within the last two seasons, you're out. Has hired a new coach or has appeared on the show in the last 10 years, they're exempt for hard knocks.
Or I can almost guarantee you the Saints have another bad year. We'll be on Hard Knocks, baby. I can almost because we've ducked it long enough. If we have
Well,
another bad year, or a non-playoff year, how about that? We're gonna be on Hard Knocks for 2025. Book
well,
it.
let's see what Tankathon thinks you has in. Let's have a look. Tankathon.
Whatever they say, I believe it.
10th. They reckon you're going to have the 10th pick overall and you're going to choose a wide receiver called Luther Burden III
Oh, from Missouri. Hell yeah, I'll take that.
from Missouri.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take. He's nice. I like him. He is
Oh,
good. Whoever
they
gets
have.
him, whoever gets him, they got a good one. He's a really good receiver from Missouri. I like him.
So this is their top three picks they predict. It's going to be Panthers number one,
That's
Patriots
obvious.
number two,
Ooh.
Broncos number three, and then it's Washington's number four. And they have the Chiefs winning again.
I damn the Panthers have won. Yeah, I can't see the Panthers win the game this year. I don't know where it's coming from.
Uh, Really?
I don't know where it's coming from. The Giants maybe they play the Giants.
Maybe?
They play the Giants like some weird spot this year. Oh, in Germany.
Yeah,
I'm
because they're
sorry, in
against the
Germany.
East. They're against the East. Yeah, yeah. We must really hate Germany since the World War II for doing that.
Well, if you're gonna have two freaking bad teams play, it might as well be in Germany, right? We don't want to see them on U.S. soil. I know
No, that
that.
is true. But like I said, hasn't Germany paid enough for World War II? Like, come
Do you
on.
want football or not? Don't be crying for football, and we give you these two poochies teams. I don't want to hit. You're getting football. Because guess what? Now, TJ, London actually love the Jaguars now that they're pretty good these days. They're decent. So now,
Apparently so.
I mean,
Second
look,
year in a
look, look,
row.
look. The last previous 9 years, they were like, bruh, just give it the bad team. Okay, whatever. And now they're actually a decent team. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun having the Jaguars in town now. Oh, I wanted to ask
Well,
you,
this is,
man.
yeah.
Baseball had just had a game in London the last 2 days with the
Yes.
Phillies and the Mets, man. Why? I reckon you
Mhm.
didn't go there.
Unfortunately, I was working. I did have a co-worker go. Haven't
Okay,
spoken to him since because it was on Sunday.
yeah.
Um,
You missed a really good game too. It was a really good game too. I saw the highlights and everything. It was awesome.
was it? That's good to hear. That's good to hear. He went to
Yeah.
game two.
Okay. Yeah. It was a
I'm
great
going.
game.
I did know they're playing. I just missed it. I would have gone. I would have tested it out. But I'll speak to him this week and see if he enjoyed it and how
Yeah.
it was
Yeah. Long
because
story short, The score was the Mets won 6-5. It was the bottom of the ninth inning, bases loaded, and the hitter hit it with weak contact, so it was kind of just rolling by the catcher. The catcher grabbed the baseball, stepped on home plate, and threw a dart to first place for a double play. Game over. It was crazy. Yeah,
Damn.
and the guy that was sliding in the home clipped him while he was throwing that dart. It was crazy. So it was wild. I was like, wow. So London really got a really good 2 game series out of that. So I
That's
would
cool.
not be shocked if we see baseball continue to go out there again because it was awesome. So yeah,
I imagine so. It seems to be a real sort of push.
and
Do you know what I
hey, and
mean?
it was packed. Both games packed to the brim. So I'm like, yo, let's go. Keep doing that, man. London, y'all some fanatics, man. You got that in the
Yeah.
UK, y'all some fanatics, man. So y'all treat US sports very well. So I appreciate that, man.
And we're, like I said, I'm still praying for some international permanent teams. I don't think it will happen. I reckon by 2030, we're going to have, no, maybe 2040, we're going to have a 20 season game with 2 buys. And I think you're right about having an international game nearly every other week.
There were.
So,
And before 2040, we were in 2024. Before that,
yeah,
I'll give it about 6 more years.
6 more years.
About six more
What,
years.
until
So
the
2030.
international things?
2030, they'll have an international game every week.
What
Every week.
about the uh, 20 season game? Because they're already talking about 18.
No. 20, no. Hell no. Hell no.
No?
By 2060, 2070 maybe. Anybody about to do all that? By the time they're all planting flags anyway, so hey, go ahead, make it 25 while you're at it. Then by
Wow.
that time we'll be in flags, 7-on-7, baby.
Wow.
No more fat guys blocking. Sorry, either you're a receiver or you're a cornerback. You're a
You
linebacker or
really
running
don't
back.
think, yeah, you really don't think they're going to go with
No,
20
20.
games?
That's way too much. 18, I can see 18. I cannot see 20 for the life of me. That's too
Not
much
even
wear.
with 2 buys.
That's still too much wear and tear. I mean, hell, you could barely get through a dang on 17 game season. You saw what happened this year. Just no one was there to play. Like the healthiest team was the Chiefs, and they won it. And they
And
were
they
barely
won it
healthy,
all.
and they won it all. Right, the two other teams, the Chiefs and the Niners. They won the war of nutrition. You don't want that to be your story every year by playing 20 freaking games now because you play now. You're playing the numbers now. The more games, the bigger the probability of people getting hurt.
No, you're true.
I mean,
No,
come on.
I'm not
It
denying it.
only takes one bad hit to be out for the season. So why would you add on
Yeah.
3 more games? God, dog. I was,
I know why. It'll be money.
no, of course, yeah. But if you're doing that, make sure you pay those players what they want to get paid then because they're risking their lives every single NFL game to entertain us folks up here. And you're adding more games
Mhm.
to already a brutal sport as it is. Call it what you want, but try and make it as safe as possible. That's BS. You're never going to make this game 100% safe. It's never going to be like that. There will be injuries. There's guaranteed injuries every year on every team, every position. Guys are nicked up, banged up, or just flat out hurt. And then you add on 3 more games where these guys are going. It's a warrior sport. We're trying to, out strengthen you, out muscle you, out physical you. In every single play to a certain extent, guys are going to get hurt. So you keep adding on that. That's fine. I mean, it's fun for the fans, but the players already had an issue with 1 game. Now they have an issue with two
Mhm.
games. Now you want to add 2 more games to that? 20? Oh Lord. That's more of the CBA got to come down to like it's got to be the almighty dollar, bro.
It's going to be money, and I
Mhm.
reckon the rosters are going to expand a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
reckon
I'm gonna need about 70 people per team.
I say around 70 people per team, and I reckon with the practice squad, I reckon
Yeah,
there are going to be about 100 players in total in that locker room,
I
and I
wouldn't, I
reckon that's
wouldn't,
going to
I
be
wouldn't go with that because you look at. I'm saying if I'm saying with the practice squad players included, at 80 players.
well. No, practice squad's already up to 20 players.
It's 20 already.
Yeah, hold on. Practice
I
squad,
thought it was man. I could be wrong. I thought it was 11
practice squad limit.
or 13. I mean.
16 players. So currently
16.
16 players
So that's
on practice
69.
squad.
That's 69 players because it's 53 main roster,
Yeah,
16 practice. So okay, yeah. So 80, 80, 85 tops,
80
85 tops.
fair.
You need
I
all that, and because I'm telling you, you start doing that, you start messing around, and folks gonna want guaranteed money regardless.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
I agree.
and that now you're scaring owners now. You all right? You want to play? We want guaranteed money every time we go out there, bro. You know, and now you want to play that game, okay? Because now our CBA will say, you know what? That's too much risk. I want to be guaranteed all my coins. So
Fair.
good luck playing with their smoke, there's fire. Good luck playing with that, man. Cause you finna, yeah. You start burning that thing, well, things gonna change, bro. And so 20 games, that's a lot, TJ. That's a lot, man.
I know it's a
Even
lot. I but
even
I
a guy like me, like I mean, I played in high school. My last major football was in high school, and I mean, I'm getting nicked up, banged up just by playing 11 games. You know, I'm like, good God Almighty! Now you want to play 20 games in a 22
I
or 23 week period? Oh Lord, that's a lot, bro.
I hear what you're saying,
Oh, on top of
but
that, the
I
playoffs too.
yeah, I know I get it, but I wouldn't be surprised because obviously big news and first they're getting rid of OTAs. The OTAs are gone, mini camp potentially gone,
You get rid of all
but
that,
extended practice.
you might as well just go ahead and just put everybody in flags now, dog. You about to get some sloppy ass play
That's
the
that's
first.
the PA trying to get rid of OTAs.
That's I mean,
That's the
I know. Oh, I know. I know they are. They're the reason why they're their own worst enemies. They wanted all this extra time off. They wanted all this no time for practice, shorter practices, and that's the reason why you got sloppy play and guys getting hurt all day because the only reason you don't get injured is by reps. You have reps and reps and reps and reps and reps. You work those muscles. Now you have less of those with more guys getting hurt. And now, your O line looks dumb the first 4 weeks of the season. It's just dumb. And yeah, the PA is trying because they want their players as fresh as possible with all this money. Might as well go ahead and put them boys and flags on right now, man. Oh Lord, just throw the TJ, just throw the flags on them, man. Can
just throw the
you about to
flags.
get some slop? If you thought, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about you, but this past 2023/24 season, it sucked. I'm not even gonna lie. It was not a good year. I promise you. It wasn't good football. It wasn't as exciting. At one point, like the last 4 or 5 weeks on TJ, we were doing our picks and predictions, and it felt like it was
Mhm.
backup quarterback versus second string backup quarterback every game. Like, bro, this sucks, man. Like I think 1 week, no one has scored over 22 points. It was like, what is? Because it wasn't. We got D Marie in the building. Says hello, Carlos. What's up, D Marie? How you doing, love? Thank you for
T.
showing
Marie,
up.
you're in the middle of a rant right now.
Yeah, you're in a rant right now. You're in the middle of it. I mean, you know we're trying to shut it down, but we know we got to talk a little bit. Hit that like button, D Marie, if you haven't already, love. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm like the season was bad last year. Call it what you want. It was one of the worst seasons I've seen as a grown up ever in NFL. I did not like the way it started. I like the way it ended. Well, besides Chiefs and Chiefs, but still, as far as totality, it was a bad year, right? And that was with a 17 game season with all these guys getting hurt. Now you're trying
Hmm.
to add on 18, 19, 20 games. Oh, by the way, no OTAs, less practice time. Oh, Lord Jesus.
So
You know,
I'm going to try and modify it. How about 18 games, 20 games, three of them buys. So the NFL still gets their games, but you get three bye weeks.
man, that's way too much now. That means you got 23 weeks of the regular
No, no.
season.
See, yeah. So you still get 20. It's still 20 weeks of the regular season.
No, I'm saying, but combined, though, if you got three bye weeks,
Oh,
that means if there's 20 games and three bye weeks, that's
oh no.
20.
Sorry,
That's all
I was
together.
including the three
That's 20.
buys.
That's 23 weeks of the NFL. Good God Almighty, what are we
Sorry.
playing to?
In my head. It was 20 weeks. Three of them being buys. Three of them being buys. So in total, you're playing 17 full games.
We're doing that
Because
already. We're playing 17.
currently they're playing
The-
16 full games with one bye.
No, it's still 17 games with one bye.
Is
Everyone,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you've been at TJ the last about 3 years now. It's been a 17 game season.
You're right. You're right. My apologies. My apologies.
So I'm like, so you want 18 games then with two buys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. That's
there we
18
go.
games with 2 buys.
There we go. There we go. And yeah, okay, okay. Well, that changed their deal. That's going to happen. The 18
Yeah.
games, two
So
buys is going to happen. That's coming. I thought you were saying they're playing 20 games.
no, sorry. In my head, I thought the buy was included in the
No,
season
okay. Oh,
pass.
I was about to say 20 games is too damn much, man. Hell, but 18 games and two bye weeks is still fine with me. That's as long as you add that extra bye week, that's fine. But that's still a
Yeah. So
lot,
there's
though. I mean, it's
20 weeks
scary.
in total of the regular season, and obviously the playoffs there. I wouldn't be surprised if the playoffs are also extended.
Again?
Yeah.
I mean, what we having voluntary like? What we just giving everybody a chance to win now? God, dog. They got four.
I like
They got 14 teams in there already. Out of 32, 14 have a chance to win in the playoffs. Good God Almighty! Are they? Were they going 16, 8 and 8?
maybe not. Sorry, maybe not because
No,
I
no.
think
But I don't disagree with you because I got a feeling it's going 8 and 8 pretty soon.
yeah,
I
that's what
got
I
a
think
feeling,
as
and
well.
I'm gonna hate that. I think 14 is. I like the six, and I like 12. I like what it was back in the day because you kind of had to earn your stripes, right, to get in the playoffs. Now you add two more teams, and I like that because the number one overall seed gets the only bye.
I I like that. I
I
prefer
like
that. I
that.
think that
I,
is
I
very
so
good.
I think right now you stop, but if you go 8, that means no one has to buy. Who's gonna have to buy?
No, that is the problem. Yeah.
Who's gonna have to buy? Or are you going with the? Because now, if you're going with that'll be 6 teams, but that's how you gonna how you gonna work that? You can't really work that with 8 teams on one side unless you have all of them playing 1 versus 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, which is not cool in my opinion because you want to earn that bye week. That's what football is all about. The best teams get the rest.
Or it might be an expansion. Expansion teams might come in. Like that's where, like, if we're gonna this is the NFL. The NFL is gonna add games, which guaranteed that we are going to add to an 18th game, and I wouldn't be surprised if that 18th turns into in total we're gonna have 20 games, two being buys.
Yeah.
Um, if we expand, because we're only at 30, which I think is the smallest out of all of the
No,
biggest. No,
we're,
we're at
we're
32. Sorry,
32. They're not
32.
TJ. They're not expanding anytime soon.
You
They
don't
are
think
they
so?
are not. They are
Not
not
even
going to
after
expand
success in St.
anytime
Louis
soon. Who?
in the UFL success? UFL success in St. Louis?
No, no, they're not.
No,
No, they are not. I can. We won't see another expansion team for the next 20 years.
20
20
years.
years. 20 years. That
Whoa.
minimum. 32 is the perfect number. I mean, where are you going? Where are you gonna go? Where you gonna go? I don't see where they want to go because they're doing all this remodeling these teams. Tennessee's getting a new stadium. Chicago getting a new stadium. They're both getting domes,
Yep.
right? I mean, you revamping these stadiums, but as far as like a brand new team, I believe every team is set now to where they have enough history to where their teams are well known, established. There's no need because when they brought in the Panthers and the Jaguars back in 95, 96, there was a need for another team or two. And then the Texans were in 2002, but that was a Texas team, right? Football is Texas. So yeah, that was cool. Now where you going now? Now you're just kind of like, are you going what? Portland, Oregon? Portland might be the only one I can think of. Portland, Oregon. Uh, that a Northwest team with Seattle area. That's probably where you're going. On top of that, where you going? Maybe I can't. Virginia. Where you
So
going?
I'm half tempted to take that bet because this is announced. This is from the NFL operations.
Yeah.
For March 26th, the NFL Global Market Program adds 4 new clubs and 5 new markets in 2024. So they're talking about potential expansion. I know you say you don't believe it. Existing expansions over potential clubs. So they're thinking about expanding, adding clubs. I feel like it's going to happen. So I'm half tempted.
I,
25 years. If there's no
25 years.
expansion in 25 years, so what's 25 years? Sorry, 2050. I'll give you an extra year. If
I
there's no
appreciate that.
extension in 2050, I'll give you 200 of my British pounds.
I'll take it. Whatever. What is that? What is that accumulating in American dollars?
American dollars.
What?
This is also in 25 years, so that
Yeah.
like 200 bucks might be
Hey,
nothing.
by that time we'll be millionaires by that time. So we
Hopefully
won't even
so.
care.
So that would be 240. Oh, that's euros. You don't want euros.
Infinity says maybe Salt Lake City if they do expand. Ah man, Utah had to have a
uh,
dome though or something. I mean, I don't know. That's just way too much. It's almost like I get it. You want to capitalize on the money that the NFL is doing, man. But I feel like they're just doing way too much, way too fast, and they're gonna water down the sport. That's my
fair.
biggest fear is watering down. It's already watered down as it is with 32 teams and 7 teams go to playoffs each year. You know, it's watered. You add on more teams. It's just more bad quarterbacks, more bad
See,
play.
now, I agree with you. I'm just being a
No, no,
tit.
no. Yeah, no. And that's good. We need that person on this show. So
um, so that will be 254 bucks I'll owe you by 2050.
yeah, and yeah. That's fine. That's cool. Or Austin,
uh,
Texas. Nah, I don't know about any more
nah,
Texas teams.
not another one in Texas.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do
Surely
three
not.
in Texas. This isn't the UFL where they got 3 teams in Texas as it is. So, speaking of the UFL, if you guys haven't watched, man, it was a fantastic year. Unless you were a Memphis Showboat fan or what's the other team, the Houston Roughnecks fan, then it sucked. But outside of that, it was a great year, and I will be calling the UFL championship game this Sunday. Father's Day, matter of fact. So shout out to me and my 5 children. Um, but yeah, we'll be
Got
calling
any
that game.
plans
Yeah,
apart from streaming?
I will have my kids on the stream. So
Hey,
yeah. So it's be awesome. Not for long, but each one at a time. And we'll be calling the Birmingham Stallions versus the San Antonio Brahmas live from the St. Louis Dome. So that's gonna be awesome, bro. So I cannot wait to call that. So shout out to UFL, very successful season in my opinion. I saw a lot of good play out of that as well. So I cannot wait for the next season of UFL. And if I'm
it's gonna
them,
be good.
a little kiss, keep it stupid simple, keep the same 8 teams, and then after that you expand for 2026. Yeah.
But
They need expansion.
don't know if you can see this, but January 2050, 1st of January, review bet with Carlos.
Ah! We're gonna be some old guns just talking crap to each other.
That'll be, well, that's what's 25 years.
by
So
by
I
that
would
time, they'll
be.
probably have 4 new teams. Jesus, I'll just be a pissed off, angry old man. I'll be
the
a.
moment, the moment there is
I'll tell you
announcement of
about
a new
that
team.
goddamn expansion, TJ. It just watered down the league.
Where would I be? I'll be a cool 54 years old.
Well,
Yeah, cool.
I'm 35 now, so when we added 25 years, I'll be 60. Lord, 60 and gorgeous though. I ain't tripping.
16 gorgeous with most probably 15 grandkids.
Probably, yeah, probably so, man. Cause hopefully I'm done making my own children.
Oh god.
We'll see.
60 years old, 15 grandkids, and still
Yo,
12
Lord, Lord, don't you put that on me now. I'm 35. My max, if I ain't got no kid by the time I'm 39, so the next 4 years,
4 years.
I'm not having no more kids. I can't have a child at 40. 39, yeah.
Fair.
40,
So I'm gonna text your wife 2 days before her birthday. Just
Oh no! Wait! That's funny. That's funny. All right, man. Well, we are done, ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen. Thank y'all for excellent episode number 33. I want to apologize for us starting off kind of late. Like I said, I could not multi-stream for some reason. That was the biggest issue. So I say, no, let's just go ahead and just get it out the way. So if you want to, y'all share this on your social media platforms, man. I'm gonna share this as well to Facebook and to Twitter, y'all. And come check it out. If you missed it, we had all kind of talks. Mike Tomlin got his deal. Jefferson got his deal with the Vikings as well. He had
Mhm.
some issues with quarterback play from the Patriots. We talked about Rasheed Rice, maturity issues. TJ's Eagles talk, always a good
Mhm.
talk as well, man. And yeah, anything that we missed, TJ?
I don't think so. I
All
think
right,
it's glad we're back. I'm happy
yeah,
you're back.
we're
I
back.
hope it's been a bit of a weird episode. We've gone off on weird curves, but we've been
Yeah,
off for a month.
hot dog eating
Let
contest is all that, man.
hot
So
dog eating contest, bet,
if you guys want to
and
skip the first 15 minutes, man, we just talk nothing but hot dogs. Oh Lord! All right,
you a
man.
mustard guy or a ketchup guy?
I don't even know what that is. Oh, say it again.
That's on your hot dogs, mustard or ketchup
Oh,
or
ketchup.
relish or
I,
mayo.
mayo. I'm a mayo guy and ketchup. People hate that I
Nice.
put mayo on my hot dog buns, but I love
Yeah.
mayo. I'm a mayo and ketchup guy, or barbecue sauce.
You and I share the same heart.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
completely
yeah. I
agree.
don't like mustard unless I'm putting my batter to make my chicken. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's as far as mustard I go. If it's already on a burger, I'll eat mustard. If it's already there, if I order something that came with mustard, but if me ask for mustard, never, never. A little
Fair enough.
spot of mustard, please. Sure.
Little
No, I'm not doing that.
spot of those nice English mustard, please.
No, I'm good. I'm good. All right, y'all, we're out of here, man. This is episode 33 for the homegirl, PJ. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, our main man to my right, Mr. TJ Tracy. We know him as TJ Tracy 2378. We're in the building, y'all. Thank y'all for showing love and support, man. This is Tuesdays with TJ, presented by Uneducated Sports Talk. All sports fans, you guys know what time it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace. Later, mama. All right, TJ, have a good night, brother.
Stay safe, everyone. Have a great night.